that sort of ties in with that inclusiveness, isn't it? Yeah. Any others? What do you have fun doing? Yeah. Being able to spend time, quality time with your mom and your sisters right here in worship. Yeah, it's a special time, isn't it? Thanks. Any other things? Could be special times of year, things that we do.
My daughter would say that she likes the snacks.
The snacks! They bring great joy. The chocolate ones bring great joy to me. Right. How about at Christmas time? Anything we do here around Christmas time that brings you joy? The Christmas pageant is coming up. It's coming up. Right. A lot of these things. But you know, there was one card I haven't shared with you that was on the board. And it was written by one of our young people, I'm guessing, because of the writing. And it may have been one of you all. I don't know. But listen to what this says. God is so good to me. I love God so much. And to the adults I say, out of the mouths of babes and children comes perfect praise. I don't think anything can say it more better than what brings us joy in this place. It's that realization that God is so good to us and loves us, and that we love God so much. Now today is a very interesting day. Some people, we're talking about, and we have been for the last few weeks, we're talking about what we call stewardship. Stewardship is how we handle things that have been entrusted to us. If I go on a trip and say, will you take care of my birds while I'm gone? I've made you a steward of them. They're not your birds, they're still my birds, but you're taking care of them. And so in our Christian faith, we believe that everything we have, God has entrusted to us to take care of. And so we spend time thinking about how we want to use those gifts and how we want to give back for the work of God. And that's what we call stewardship. But in terms of what we give, it's money. That's what we make. We make money to live on. Our families use money to take care of us. But most people find money the most difficult thing to talk about. Very uncomfortable. And yet here at church, we say it brings us joy to talk about giving money, because it's a sort of a circle. These things that we listed that bring us joy make us want to have them keep on going, and so we give money, and that makes us joyful because of what we see it produce. And so you also might think, because later today we're going to do what we call pledging, or giving an estimate of our intention to give for the year, that that's an adult thing. But not necessarily so. And the reason I say that is because I think a lot of the adults will be surprised that I think at least 3, and maybe more, of the children in our church school are regular pledging members on their own. And they were not told to do so by their parents. They asked if they could do it. So it's never too young. I started pledging when I was 12 years old. I had an allowance. I had $1 a week. This was the dark age. And, but I gave a dime. I gave a tenth of it to my church. I tithe. But some of you all have started even earlier than that, and I really commend that to you. If it's something you want to do, it's never too early, but I would say do it in talking with your parents, and do that together as a family. So I hope that whoever decides at the end of the service to prayerfully write out their intention of giving for the year and to come place it on the altar as a sign of worship, I hope will do so with joy. Did you hear that reading that Will read? It says, God loves a cheerful giver. God doesn't love a grumpy giver. God doesn't love a resentful giver. God loves a cheerful giver. And I hope, too, that as we do that, in whatever ways that you give to the church, because money is just one way that we give, I hope that we will remember the words of one of our youngest members, that we do so because God is so good to me, and I love God so much. So let's continue to share the joy. Thanks for coming out. You may join your family.